Today we're back here by my water collection system back behind my shop. What I've got here is a 3-barrel system. This barrel's just up here for storage. Seemed like a convenient place to store it. And you'll notice this pipe, and this pipe is just dripping and it's kind of hanging out here all by itself. That's because right here where the camera is sitting is supposed to be a 250-gallon tank. You'll see the tank sitting over here. There's a reason it's not where it's supposed to be. When I put the tank in, the tank is made to be surrounded by a metal cage to support the weight. At a 250-gallon tank, at 8 pounds per gallon, you're talking about a ton of water. Well, I didn't build the base solid enough. I didn't build it solid enough to support that weight. And what happened as a result is the bottom of the tank caved in and the top of the tank kind of mushroomed around the bottom. I'll show you what I mean in a moment. So today's video isn't going to be about water collection. I will do a video about water collection at another time. But for today, we're going to talk about kind of ingenuity, self-sufficiency, doing it for yourself. I'm going to show you how I'm going to fix this water tank. I took a large rod, a shovel handle actually, and tried to push that bottom back out, tried to pop it back out. Didn't work. I don't have sufficient force to do that. I could probably get someone to help me, but we're talking about self-sufficiency here, right? So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do to fix this problem. Come on over to the tank and I'll show you what I'm going to do. So this is what the base of the bottom of my tank looks like now. You can see it's all caved in several different places. The valve though is still good. So we're going to try to pop this out and get it back in working order. Now the bottom of it is going to be weakened. It's been flexed, it's been bent, and we're going to bend it further when we push it back out. The bottom of it is going to be weakened. There's nothing we can do about that. All we're going to do is try to get this back into shape, get it back on a rebuilt base, get water in it, and pull it out. So what you're looking at here is a cap that's molded and threaded to go onto the top of the tank. You can see that the threads are very robust. They better be for what I've got in mind. It's also molded and tapped for a 2-inch bung. Now I have several of these spares laying around, and what I've done, the bung is made with a 3/4 inch knockout, but in this particular one someone had drilled a small hole in the bung, in the bottom of the bung, and what I've done is taken a spare repair tire valve. It's threaded, and I've just threaded that on there. It's got some rubber gaskets. I didn't tighten it down very tightly. It doesn't need to be in this case. You can see it has no valve stem. Again, it doesn't need to for this application. And what I'm going to do is thread this in here, put the cap back on the tank, and we're going to pressurize this with my air compressor up to about 120 psi, if that's as high as we need to go. That's as high as I can go with the compressor I have. And we're going to hope we have good results, but not spectacular results. There is a risk here with pressurizing a tank like this. I am going to be wearing safety goggles and gloves. So let's hope the result of this video is a fixed tank and not one of those videos you sometimes see on YouTube. So here we go. Okay, here we go. I've got 120 pounds of pressure on the hose. I don't have any way of metering that pressure out here, so it's just set at 120 pounds of pressure on the regulator for the compressor. We're going to start applying air. This is going to take a while. We've got 250 gallons to pressurize. It's going to take a while, so I will probably cut part of this out, and hopefully the next thing you will see is those dents in the bottom popping out. Here we go. with some of them. You can see them from here. Well, I've been sitting here for about 5 minutes filling this thing up, only to realize that the 2-inch valve in the bottom was partially open and we were losing pressure. So this will probably work a little better now. This is making me really nervous. This thing is blown up like a balloon. Huh. God hates a coward. We're going forward. Well, you can see that worked out about as well as we could have hoped for. All the dents are popped out. The tank looked a bit like a marshmallow there for a while. It was all puffed up. But once I depressurized the tank, it went back to normal. Again, lost all the dents. So we're ready to put it back in place as soon as we refresh some of the black paint. Maybe some of you can guess why this tank has been painted black. We'll make that a little bit of a trivia question. If you think you know the answer, put it down in the comments. If somebody gets it right, I'll let you know. For those of you who were instrumental or around when I put my system together, no fair guessing. You already know why it's black. So now we need to clean it up, repaint it black, rebuild the base, get it back in place, and we'll go from a 150-gallon system to a 400-gallon system. Back the way I like it. I hope you got something out of this video. I understand that fixing a collapsed water collection tank isn't exactly a broad topic, not something people are going to have to do every day. But again, I wasn't trying to speak necessarily to that specific situation, but more to a general situation. Speaking again to self-sufficiency, figuring out ways to do things that, to make it work. Because that's what it's all about, making it work. I hope you got something out of this video. If you liked it, if you want to see more, do me a favor and give me a thumbs up. That really helps me out. That's going to help this channel get off the ground, which is where we are right now. That's what we need to do. If you want to, please subscribe to the channel. You can see the tag there on the side of the video. And I know some of you, I had mentioned that I was going camping this past weekend and was intending to put together some bushcraft videos. We'll be getting to some of that. I didn't get nearly as much footage as I had intended, mostly because we spent most of the time sitting around a campfire telling stories about the old days. But I will be putting up what I have of that, and I will be, since I didn't get those bushcrafting videos done, I'm going to be doing some here around the property, and I'll get that up. Well, I won't give away the topics. You'll just have to wait and see. But I think there'll be some things that are more applicable, more specific that people want to learn more about. So again, thanks again, and see you next week.